All right, what up? It's Room from TG, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over the indicator that I love the most that I've been using since day one. I mean, not since day one, but pretty much early in my trading career. And it's called the VWAP, and we're actually gonna look at this live trade that I'm currently in with the Telegram group, um, and it's on QQQ. Okay, so just to kind of give context on what's going on, this line right here is VWAP. Okay, we have volume here as always. And right now we're currently in QQQ Puts because we are below VWAP. Okay, and here are the key levels from Gextron, which is let me see if I can pull that data up for you guys. Okay, this is PDD. Let's take a look at QQQ here. Okay, here are the levels. So right now, P-trans, right now, the biggest key level right now is this 570. Okay, so I got to go to my chart here. The 570 is actually max reward. So I'm going to label this as max reward. And if I'm looking a lot to my side, it's because I actually got enough from my teammates here. 70 is max reward. Below it, we'll see potentially. Now you'll hear me blah, I can't even talk right now because I'm doing so much. You'll hear me often say potentially because everything is always potential. Like it's never certain. And so that's the thing. Part of trading psychology is just going into a trade expecting to lose. Not that you want to lose, but nothing is ever certain. We don't know where price is going to go. Nobody ever knows where price is going to go. Right? But we use tools like Gextron to figure out like where are the key levels as of right now, what's changing. It used to be 575, but I think it just changed to 570 now. So if price remains below this 570 level, then our put contract, I have this line right here called DEM, and we actually touched it this morning, and you can see that it bounced right to VWAP. And so this is the daily expected bottom that I get from Gextron, which I should probably update here. And it's always constantly updating, and it's actually lower now. So I'm going to update this. I'm actually going to recreate this line. Okay, this was the initial from the market open hours, and what this tells me is that this is like based on implied volatility, where the current price is, the current theta that we have. This is where price is likely to go to. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. It can definitely go lower, but it may come here, stall out, or snap back for a bounce, which is exactly what happened. Now, typically, what I would want to do is take a bounce from here back to the key levels here. But the reason why I'm in puts right now is because we're below VWAP, and max reward, which is the biggest resistance area based on Gextron, is the biggest level of resistance. So us being around the zone, not being below it is even more dangerous, but being around it is pretty dangerous. And this is what you call a high liquidity area because there's a lot of activity happening. Okay. And so as we get lower and lower below it, we'll probably see P-trans level, which is 567. And it could be the new updated daily expected move that I just marked here at 567.14. Right now, the puts are up about 14%, 13%, 10%, 12%. They're kind of fluctuating. We just need a good flush in here. Now, another thing that is important to note here is that we have here low volume as it was going back up. Okay, so notice how as it was climbing back up, volume is technically going back down. So, here we go. Okay, we're up about 18%. Keep puts. So let's see what happens here. This is all live happening right now. So you can see how I trade, and then you could do the same thing. All right. It's really, really this simple. It's really just looking at volume, looking at implied volatility, looking at key levels, which again, you don't even have to do any of the work. Gextron does that all for me. It's just this simple. All right, we're up 16% still. I'm kind of just looking to take majority of my profits around this first level right here, and then runners up to the second P-trans level. P-trans can pose as a level of support, which is why I am looking to sell all my contracts around that area. Because can it go lower? Yes, but we're entering something that we call here the drunken sailor zone. D drunken sailor, so it's D as Z. Because price can be choppy around this area, and I don't want to be caught up in that move. If it flushes lower, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome. Like I don't really care. It's just one of these things where like my target is just get to the target based on the expected move that Gastron gives me and get out. Okay. And just to give you, like I always praise about risk versus reward. That's always what we want to try and get. So I got in around this area. My stop was pretty much around this zone right here. And my target is around here. So you can see it's about 1 to 3. And my runners will probably be a 1 to 4, right? That makes it a very great risk versus reward ratio. Now we're up 20%, 20% on QQQ puts. And I gotta get ready to sell majority of my shares here. This is it. This is what we do inside the Telegram group. Okay. So harping back on like not really caring about winning or losing, you really have to be, I think the word is indifferent. Like you need to be indifferent. You can't be obsessed with winning or losing. You just have to be like whatever type of thing. Okay, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. Um, because if you're expecting, you're really gonna just hurt yourself and potentially even just revenge trade, which has happened to me in my early trading days. Trying to catch every move, taking setups that don't even meet my requirements, right? And so all these other things, and all that does is just cause for you to like pretty much burn your account down. Okay. And so the word again is indifferent. Just like be obsessed with the process, right? Like my process is like 1 to 3 RVR, sizing incorrectly based on your account size, and just making sure that the thesis that you're creating makes sense. And once it gets invalidated, it gets invalidated, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm actually going to screenshot this for my teammates. We're up 23% at the moment. Now, the expiration that I got was 1 DT because I wanted to give myself enough enough time. I hate being caught up with like sideways. This can totally move sideways as well too on 0 DT. And again, it comes with like I don't know where things are gonna go, and that's the kind of expectation. That's why I pick 1 DT just to kind of give me a little bit of buffer time. This is gonna be a day trade. I'm just gonna sell these halfway through. So right now we're at a 1 to 6, right? If I sell now, it's a 1 to 1.65, which is not bad, but we could do better, right? We always want to aim for 1 to 3. That's like almost the bare minimum in my playbook. That's why I'm able to have like such a low win rate and still come out profitable because it's all about having good risk versus reward. While this does its thing, I'm just gonna chill out, see what's going on. We did an SMCI trade as well too, which was a quick 50% win. But but it's falling down. So we got out of it a long time ago, early this morning, pretty much within the first hour of the day. Up there we go. 26% on these puts, 28%. Oh my god, these things are falling. Cool. First profit taking zone happening very, very soon. 30%, 32%. 34. There we go. It's still falling. I'm gonna put an alert here because I'll be looking around everywhere. Now the thing about trading QQQ at these levels is that we're very, very bullish. Like all the mega caps are gonna have great earnings. And where are we with this first? We had 1 to 2. We just need the 1 to 3, and I'll be happy selling majority here. The thing with mega cap earnings is that they were all great. It just shows that the market is really, really strong. Apple's going to have earnings today. We're bullish on Apple. Actually, it's actually one of the lagging caps, mega caps that there is, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do extremely well. We actually have shares on them because we're trying to go long for 240 and then 270. So it's a nice 30% return. Our max loss on it is going to be about like, I think we said 200. So 3% loss, but we'll be making 3 times or 10 times the on the upside return, which is much, much superior. The equity tape is not as aggressive. There are some aggressive sells. You can see the dark red here coming in. Now this tape is like 15 minutes behind, but it gives me a nice clear indication of how we react during the zones. Okay, we're up about 37% on these puts now. There we go. 40%. Wow, these are dropping hard. All right, we're almost here at a good selling point here. 50%, 50% on these ROI soon. 44, 44, 40, 50. Wow, there we go. Okay, I'm going to sell half of these here. Selling in half at 50%. I still got another half of my order here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a trailing stop loss at this point. But my target's going to be 567, which is going to be P trends. So then my runners would turn from a 1 to 3 to a 1 to 4.6, 4.56. I can't even think right now clearly. So much going on. All right. Awesome trade. Seriously. Wow, this thing is just dropping. There we go, 52%. There we go. That was a solid trade. Solid trade. At this point on the trade, I'm gonna have just a trailing stop loss because I'm not gonna let this go to red or break even. I'm going to set probably a 30% trailing stop loss. So I give it about a 20% buffer from like P&L for it to drop, for it to correct itself or do whatever it needs to do. If it hits the trailing stop loss, it hits the trailing stop loss, and it is what it is. But this looks really good so far. Keyword. Oops. Indifferent. Be indifferent. Okay, that's the keyword. There we go. Wonderful trade. Right now we're up 55%. Yep, there's the beep. That's pretty much it. You know, this was a solid trade idea, and it got validated. And I have, see, I got the trigger. The DEM gap got hit. So I'm skeptical. Now I'm just watching. You can see that there's a lot of selling pressure. You can take a look at the volume too. It's also increasing heavily. Super heavy. We're up 68% on these puts. 68% on these runners. And again, I'm gonna be setting trailing stop losses. So we just hit 70, so my trailing stop loss is gonna be 50% and so on. Solid trade, seriously. Oh, holy crap. 80% on these puts. 80%. I'm gonna tell my teammates that they can take it off the table. 80% on puts. Feel free to sell all. Solid trade. Great trade. My main target is going to be 567. Okay. That would put my runners at about probably 100%. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that there's so much, you can see here like volume is increasing as well too. Now, the thing about volume is that it is an indicator, so it's lagging. That's why I like to look at the tape and see how it's reacting during certain levels. I'm going to set up another alert here to just hit me up. Oh my God, there we go, 90%. All right, I'm going to sell my position here. Just watching, trying to see if I can squeeze a little bit more. 96%, 97%, 93%, 90. All right. I'm going to sell my position here at 92%. And just as I got out. All right. Fair enough. That's it. Sold all at 90%. Awesome trade. So that's it. Like, this is how I stay profitable. Now, here's the thing. Can this go lower? Yes, it can definitely go lower. But I'm not going to break my rules. My rules was just hit the daily target, the daily expected bottom. That's it. Play the levels, and we may chop around this area. We may not. It could just flush right directly through it. I'm not going to get caught up on that because I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the day. All right, cool. I hope that was helpful. That was all in real time happening. There we go. It just tapped into it. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. I'll answer them in the next video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.